Hey guys, Mystic Eve here at Center of Mystic Arts in Costa Rica. It is Aries season, and I don't know if I can take the heat. Of course I can take the heat. I'm totally a dragon. Anyway, with the sun, the moon, Mercury, and Chiron all in Aries right now, I have definitely been looking at the mirror of my Chiron, who is in Taurus, and my Pluto, who is in conjunction with my Sun. So there's been a lot of weaving love in between the poles in so many different dimensions. And Coma has a new water portal. I know, a water portal. I had no idea what was going to happen, but there is no doubt in my mind that that is what that is. So I also have a lot going on with my Patreon account. I'm really excited to have a little bit of more drive and fire and push for that. I'm going to be putting more of my writings, and I have a newsletter, and I'm also going to be including like a weekly or monthly personal reading about like what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Something about something. I'll think of something to say. Anyway, let's see what the cards have to say. Speaking of that. And I started back writing my novel. Speaking of the novel, that I had a very interesting writer's block with. There was some very distinct events in real time and esoterically, multidimensionally, that prevented me from writing the next chapter. There was like a forced pause, if you will. And the second chapter is now in my head. I'm working on putting it on paper as fast as I can. Center, what it's about. North, south, east, west. All right, let's find out what this is all about. And of course it's all about love. Of course it is. The Two of Hearts. Weaving the web of love through and in between the poles. And I did a tattoo to synchronize it, right? Because there's certain things and downloads that you get. But there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. And I guess with all this fire, I've also been starting to synchronize and understand that image of the fire sword up your spine, right? All of your chakras get activated. There's so much fire that it becomes the sacred heart, and it's all done with love. And this is directly from information that my Pluto being in conjunction with my Sun is giving me. It's this bad boy, Pluto, the god of the underworld, and the Sun, the center of the solar system, the one the party is for, and they're, best friends. So it's like a lot has been going on, and my spirit guides have also told me to reread Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. Now, this book came to me when I was young. I don't even remember how old I was when I read it, but I do remember being blown away by the words that I was reading. And there's going to be probably construction in the background because of the rainforest being consumed by houses at the moment. It was the same time that the Ankh came to me. And I was like, why haven't you looked into your party? And I'm like, my party? Oh my God. Like, I've been doing all these birth chart readings for everybody, and I haven't done it for myself. So I did that, and this book jumps into my mind, and the spirit guides are like, what's that book? What's that book that you read? Anyway, this book I've been reading again is again blowing my mind and taking me on this wild carnival ride with my Pluto and Sun into my inner self, and it's been a journey. And I've started to understand how I can weave love in between the poles, the polar opposites, which don't like to come together. They just don't. They're like, I believe what I believe, and you believe what you believe, and we are not coming together. I don't like it. They don't like each other. It's a total opposition. But when they're in conjunction, that's when the magic happens. So, in the air, in the ether, what we're thinking about, what's floating around, would be the 8 of diamonds. Of course this is floating around. Diamonds being abundance and wealth, and the 8 being the speed and movement of these resources. Doing what I do, not for money. There's a whole journey with money that we have to go down, a lot of us should go down. And there's been some oppositions, some energetic oppositions that have put poles on money. Either you're this, you're rich, or you're poor, which creates that polar opposites, you see. But the Robin Hood character being a Sagittarius and very the archer, to steal from the wealthy and give to the poor, to move. He's the movement of the resources. Mercury and Thoth are coming to mind. Being able to change reality, to understand the energetic power of the diamonds, the crystals, the wealth, the abundance, not seeing it as this U.S. printed up green paper American dollar with, for some reason, because of the Illuminati, has the triangle and the eye on it, right? The Illuminati. I found them. But anyway, I can't tell you about it, but I'm pretty sure I found them. And do I want to get into that here? I don't know. But anyway, this movement of resources, it's because the Illuminati were all about it. Like, the real guys, not the pirates that try and scam you for the money, because there's a lot of those guys you have to go through. And then there's the who knows if they're real or not, but the conspiracy theory guys, the white, old, rich as fuck, and men that you see with these like funky suits and white gloves and lots of fancy pins and stuff, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Because I mean, I never thought that looked illuminated at all to me. So, you know, I had to look into that too. Like, what the fuck? Why are they calling themselves the Illuminati? That doesn't make any sense at all. And then in Gnosis and lots of spiritual seeking being shown, oh, these guys? Oh, okay, I get it. It's these guys. They don't even use the word Illuminati. Because, like, you know, and I thought about that too. I was like, why even use that fucking word? It has become a very powerful word, just like the swastika is a very powerful symbol that was also, mind you, stolen from us. Because it is a symbol of luck and abundance that was used by the fucking Nazis and now make some people feel uncomfortable. I mean, legitimately so. Like, I fucking feel it. But I know it was fucking stolen. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. So we have to stay grounded. When we start feeling all of this shit, synchronizations get stronger and stronger, and the freaking spirit guide numbers, like it gets really trippy. I'm seeing things all over the place. I'm hearing things. I'm getting downloads. I'm experiencing a lot of ecstasy. Sober. I'm not doing any drugs. I mean, I do smoke a lot of weed. But I do very so much enjoy marijuana, the plant. And tobacco too, actually. And I will never turn my back on them. So, something has to keep us grounded other than cigarettes and weed. We'll see what it is. The Seven of Wands, fire, smoking. Of course, we can all stay grounded with marijuana and cigarettes. No, that's not. I shouldn't say that. This is the number 7. 7 for me personally has a very strong vibration in that it is the name of my character in my novel. And there was a storyline with a physical woman that came to coma that took the name, and then it was a process that we went through, absolutely needed. And now I see why. There's so much clarity in this card. The 7 planets, the 7 chakras becoming one. This is that cosmic mirror of fire, transforming and transmuting really the poles. It's also the most active odd number. It's pushing into the other outer dimensions. And with fire and with a wand, it's very mystical, magical, and passionate. Very Aries right here. And I'm just Now, at the same time, correlating, I know that the number 7 is also linked with Venus, but that is also linked with the character in my book, has just now downloaded, which I'm probably editing out the time that I sat here and like, holy shit, moments. The fire Venus. The girl that's not afraid to dance with Pluto. One of my favorite quotes by George Gurdjieff, which is probably not exactly how he said it, but how it has stayed in my memory, is, "I will ride the back of the devil to get to where I need to go." And I felt that really strong for most of my life. In the ground, keeping me grounded. I mean, you need something strong to ground you. Venus is that love as well in a planet. The passion for the beauty keeps you grounded. So in the East, we need to shed some light. We need that sun to come up after we've uncovered this deep, dark secrets. We've got the 4 of diamonds. So we've got this wealth coming up over the hill that now is a 4 rather than the 8 in the air and in the ether. This is more like turning into light and becoming more stable with that 4. It's important when you're holding space like coma to definitely have that stability, which, we're working on at the moment. My Jupiter's in Cancer, so he's all over the place. He's either got it or he doesn't. And I am starting to claim this stability. Now, in the West, the sun sets at the end of the day. We're going to crawl into bed with the 10 of diamonds, the card that says, "I love you," that someone very dear to me wrote on this card. I definitely would have liked to have crawled into bed with that. It didn't happen. But esoterically, that 10 of diamonds, that Empress, that the world, this is the 10, the completion of this abundance, this earth, this ground, this perfected crystal of our reality. This is everything. At the end of the day, I might not be crawling into bed with the girl. I mean, not that I haven't, and not that I won't ever again, but that's not the point. The point is that I'm going to crawl into bed with the all, the everything, the oneness of it all. Not just a fraction of the all, but the totality of the all. I mean, you know, this is what we all can do. This is what I'm teaching here at Coma. And this is what I want to share with you guys. So, thank you so much for watching. And please consider checking out all the links below, writing a comment, thumbs up. Now it even like has these little explosions that I noticed last time I was online. And just a little bit about the podcast. So it's just going to be one of those things, just like everything else, that when the content is available, it will be available. Maybe not on such a Saturn schedule of weekly or monthly. It will happen in divine time. Thank you so much. In love and light. And don't forget the lube.